Hi guys. Okay, so this video I decided to make to talk about why my husband and I are going to stop trying to conceive when I reach the age of 35. My husband is 32 and I'm currently 29. I'll be 30 in 6 months. Had to think. Um, we came to this decision together because we both have genetic issues on both sides. We've not been tested to see if we're carriers or whatever. But I have Down syndrome on two different sides of my family. I have an uncle that has Downs, and I have a cousin that has Downs. She passed away, sadly, in her 20s. And then he has a nephew that has Downs. So, and not that we would not love a child with Downs or any other genetic disorder or disability or whatever. We would love them, of course we would, you know. But if I can prevent it from happening, then I will. Um, so that's that's that main reason. Plus the fact that we all know once you reach a certain age, you're, is it 24? Your infertility or your fertility starts declining. So it's bad now. So it's only going to get worse, I guess. Yoo-hoo. Um, so, what are our plans? We will continue trying to conceive, like I said, until I'm 35. Um, and, but in the meantime, while also trying to conceive, we are working towards adoption. We have thought about foster parenting, and that's still kind of in the air. I'd love to do it, but I'm just afraid my heart won't be able to take it. So, once the children go back, if they go back to their birth families. So I think at this point I've had enough heartache, and so I don't know if I could handle much more with that. But we'll see. As far as our adoption plans, we have a couple different thoughts on it. The first, which I've mentioned on Five Waiting Wombs, and my old channel, I mentioned, since I'm Native American registered, I can adopt through my tribe, and it's much, much cheaper to be able to do that. And basically, the tribe works as your adoption agency, and so you pay the tribe nothing. All you pay is for your home study, which is like a couple $100. You pay for blood testing, and you pay for like your parenting classes, if you have any, to go along with the home study. And then if there's any legal, like legal papers, but most of the time you can just file those to the courthouse, and so it only costs the court costs and not like the cost of a lawyer. But if we do get a lawyer, then it'd be a couple $1,000. So altogether, it's probably like a third or less of the cost of a regular adoption. Now, the other thought that we have is there's a website called Reese's Rainbow, which I'll provide the link below. They do adoptions. Well, they don't. They are a ministry of sorts that helps get these children adopted. Um, they are foreign international adoptions. A lot of them are in the Ukraine, and they are children with disabilities. Um, a, the website was formed to help with Down syndrome adoption specifically, but they also have other children with disabilities, whether they be blind or deaf or a multitude of disabilities and all ages, newborns and up. Um, and after reading how orphans and children born with disabilities are treated in other countries, especially the Ukraine, um, that's really, pulled on my heartstrings big time. Um, and I don't know if you guys know anything about how that goes. And I may be, completely incorrect here. This is just what I read online, what I've read on Reese's Rainbow, people's blogs, that have adopted out of the Ukraine. Um, from my understanding, when a child is born with a disability in that country, even a small disability, like a heart defect, cross eyed, albino, dwarf, even, um, or a mental, if they're slow, or if they have Down syndrome, their parents aren't allowed to parent them. They're not allowed to be in public. If their parents decide to parent them, they're ostracized if they put the children out in public. So the good majority of children that are born with disabilities in this country, in the Ukraine, are put in an orphanage, and the baby orphanages aren't so bad. I mean, they're not great, but I think it's the best that they can do, really, with the resources that they have. But the problem is once these children reach a certain age, which most of the time it's like 5 or 6 years old, they are then put into a mainstream, um, well, how can I put this bluntly? It's like an asylum, an insane asylum. It's like a prison, pretty much. I mean, it's worse than a prison, I think, from what I've read. Um, and they put these children with adults, um, all together, and they're left there to die. So, um, it's very, very expensive to adopt internationally. If any of you know about any of that, um, so this Reese's Rainbow, they help to facilitate and raise money to help towards the adoption of these children. So, if you guys, are interested, please check out that website. It's awesome. They have photo listings of the children that are currently available. Um, and if you have the resources, please donate to Reese's Rainbow. So, anyway, so that's our plan, I guess. We're gonna keep trying to conceive until I'm 35, and during that time, we'll try to adopt. I don't see adoption as a failure or as the last resort. Like I've said previously before, I don't see adoption as a last resort. I see it as an alternate way to become a parent. And, I wanted to adopt before I was even ready to become a parent, because I was adopted. So, you know, and I don't need a genetic connection to a child to love them. So, that's, I think, all I got to say about that. So, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Also, please check out Five Waiting Wombs. I'll provide the link below. The Five Waiting Wombs are also currently holding auditions. So, check that out too. All right. Thanks. Bye bye.